Is Sue Bird related to Larry Bird? Sometimes the game of basketball gives us an extra twist, two icons sharing the same last name. For decades, fans have whispered, wondered, and speculated whenever the name Bird took flight on a roster or highlight reel. Curiosity never really went away. So let's dive into how Sue Bird and Larry Bird are related. Who is Sue Bird? The New York native turned Yukon legend became the heartbeat of the Seattle Storm. She played her entire 19-year WNBA career with one franchise and rewriting history along the way. Drafted number 1 in 2002, Sue Bird went on to collect 4 WNBA championships, 13 All-Star nods, 5 Olympic gold medals, and more assists than anyone in league history. Yet Bird's greatness was never just in numbers. It's in the way her teammates describe her even after years of playing together. During her Hoff enshrinement weekend, legend Maya Moore called her the player who could stop the bleeding when chaos broke loose, a floor general whose presence meant everything would be all right. Yep, even in retirement, the honors keep arriving: jersey retirements, statues, Hall of Fame enshrinements for Sue Bird. Each moment, a reminder that she is still the best point guard in WNBA history, who is Larry Bird. Once in a while, a guy shows up looking like the guy next door, and then becomes the first non-center in NBA history to win 3 straight MVP awards. For the Boston Celtics, that guy was Larry Bird. Drafted 6th overall in 1978, Bird transformed a struggling franchise into a dynasty. He led them to 3 NBA championships and 5 finals appearances in the 1980s. He turned Boston Garden into a nightly sellout and gave basketball one of its greatest rivalries with Magic Johnson. What set Larry Bird apart, though, was the swagger of a man who would call his shot, tell opponents exactly how he'd beat them, and then deliver. It's how people remember him, and not just by the accolades: 12 All-Star nods, 2 Finals MVPs, nearly 22,000 career points. By the time back injuries ended his career in 1992, Larry Bird had already etched himself into the game's mythology as the ultimate embodiment of Celtics pride. Are Sue and Larry Bird related? Yes, the two legends are related. At least, that's what a young Sue Bird used to say. Despite sharing the same last name, Sue Bird and Larry Bird have no family ties. But as a kid, Sue leaned into the coincidence of a shared surname and talent. She made some playful fibs that connected her to the Celtics icon. On Thanasis Antetokounmpo's Thanalysis show, Sue laughed as she admitted, "When I was in kindergarten, I used to lie and tell people he was my uncle all the time." It wasn't just a one-off joke either. Back in 2006, she told WNBA.com, "Totally. Since I've been 5, people asked me if we're related. It is usually the 3rd question in the line of questions. What's your name?" "Sue Bird." "Oh, what do you do?" "I play basketball." "Are you related to Larry Bird?" That's how it goes. I guess it could be worse, though, since he is a legend and all. The story eventually made its way to Larry himself. When the two Birds filmed a March Madness commercial together in 2022, Sue finally confessed. She told Business Insider, "So I told the story and I was like, yeah, so you've been an honorary member of my family, you just didn't know it." And he was like, "I'm honored." "That's an honor." I was like, "Thanks, Larry." Is Sue Bird married? No, but as she took her place in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, the loudest cheer came from the front row, from her fiancé, Megan Rapinoe. In July 2017, Bird sat down with ESPNW and shared 2 truths at once. "I'm gay. Megan's my girlfriend." She explained that it was never about hiding, but about timing. "These aren't secrets to people who know me. I don't feel like I've not lived my life. People assume if you're not talking about it, you must be hiding it. That was never the case for me." Though they'd already been dating since 2016, that was the moment the world officially met the power couple. Rapinoe's resume mirrors Bird's in impact and brilliance. A Californian native, she dazzled soccer fans with her vision, creative playmaking, and signature free kicks. She played in more than 200 international matches, winning Olympic gold in 2012 and 2 World Cups with Team USA. In the NWSL, she became the face of OL Reign, earning multiple honors and cementing her place as one of the most iconic players in women's soccer. Off the pitch, she's a fearless activist for LGBTQ+ rights, penned the memoir One Life, and, fittingly, co-hosts a podcast with Bird. The couple's bond then deepened in October 2020. It was when Rapinoe proposed poolside, and a photo of her down on one knee, with Sue Bird smiling, quickly went viral. That engagement made headlines worldwide and was celebrated as one of sport's great love stories. Since then, they've become fixtures at each other's milestones, from championship